All right, so here's the former UFC lightweight champion Frankie Edgar beat BJ Penn to win the belt back in 2010. Competed at featherweight for a while as well, but this was really a guy, DC, who popularized competing at the natural weight before it became all the rage.
Yeah, he just didn't want to cut weight. He told me also that because his kid wrestles, he won't make his kid cut weight because he doesn't cut weight. Why should he make him do something he won't do? But he fought where he felt most comfortable. He was not draining himself. And by not draining yourself to get on the scale, Frankie was able to fight with a pace that a lot of those 155-pound guys could not match. Frankie's a phenomenal wrestler, wrestled at Clarion University, coached at Rutgers University, but has developed striking under Mark Henry that is as good as anybody in the organization.
And when you bury him, what does he do? He comes back and shows you a vintage performance. Got knocked out by Brian Ortega, came back to dominate Cub Swanson just about 6 weeks later. Frankie Edgar back on the proving ground here tonight. All right, so here is Aljamain Sterling, your UFC bantamweight champion. And how about Ray Longo, right? I mean, so many big wins as a coach in his career. Matt Serra, Chris Weidman, and now he can lay claim to Sterling as his third undisputed UFC world champion. Pretty incredible.
I mean, that's amazing. Because Ray Longo is one of the best guys. He's one of the nicest, best guys to coach fighting. But those guys love him. And those guys love the team aspect, and Aljamain Sterling is now at the forefront. A guy that not many believe. After he got knocked out in Fresno, no one thought he would be this. No one thought that he would be the champion, and a dominant champion at that. A guy that when he can implement his game plan, can beat anyone. Let's see if he can do that tonight and get another victory.
Yeah, you're wise to reference that knockout in Fresno in 2017 because Aljamain Sterling has not lost since, and most people do not expect he will suffer that fate here tonight. Our tale of the tape for this bantamweight championship fight. We go inside the octagon. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Frankie the Edgar Edgar. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling.
Herb being our referee for this one.
Ready. Good.
All right, here we go with round one, and here is Aljamain Sterling. He has been a prolific finisher, but most of his finishes have been of the attritive variety, not in round one. Breaks his opponents down before eventually getting them out of there. We'll see if Aljo can get off to a good start tonight.
Beautiful jab there by the champ.
Throws a big right hand, but doesn't find its home. Back and forth we go. Unable to connect with the right hand there. Ooh, looking to set up that head kick. Big elbow there lands. Now he gets a more dominant position with the underhook.
He is going to start to drive knees over and...
Oh, well-disguised hip toss there to get his opponent down. Oh, he lands another takedown here, just doing a nice job not telegraphing his shot, clean entries. The Olympian's got to like what he sees.
I mean, over and over, he gets to the legs before his opponent reacts. By beating him on the entry, now it's up to the opponent to keep up. But this guy's playing chess. His opponent's playing checkers. He's playing chess. He can't keep up. Once he gets to his legs, he's got to beat him defensively before he gets his hands locked around his legs or his body.
Close guard. All right, rubber guard for him now, DC. We haven't seen you lean on this, Neil. Attempting a choke now. Oh, that gilly is tight.
Looking for the guillotine lock right now, and it looks like it's in. He's done a great job of securing him, but now he's got to settle him if he wants to finish the fight.
Oh, somehow, some way he got out.
These guys are back and forth, and the submission defense wins this transition.
All right, side control now, DC. You know he's in his element on the ground. A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot of tricks.
All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position up the bottom. Massive shot from the top. Great submission defense on display tonight.
Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas. Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Oh, big shots raining down. Going for a submission.
There it is. He's on the armbar now.
You gotta be kidding me. How did he get out?
He just stayed calm. He was able to withstand the fire. Now he finds himself out and safe.
Well, we'll see if he postures up and can get some of his ground strikes going here.
Great job. That round was amazing. Take a drink. Deep breath. There you go. All right. Going to do the same thing.
All right, so there's the end of the round. A lot of high-level action, and if you like the takedown game, as my boy Daniel Cormier does, you enjoyed that round.
It's like we're watching the NCAA wrestling tournament. It's takedown after takedown. He's fighting his fight. He's able to change levels, drive into his opponent, and secure takedown after takedown.
All right, here we go with round two. Aljamain Sterling and Frankie Edgar. All right, so we'll see how it goes here in this round. Previous round, it was all him just taking his opponent down really every time he entered.
Yeah, every time he got in on the leg, he was able to secure a finish. And that is the idea you want as a wrestler going into a fight. If you have to change up the technique, it's fine. It's not always going to be the very first attack. When it's the first attack, you're very happy. But most times, you got to chain things together if you want to take down a great fighter.
And we know how hard it is to maintain the wrestling, right? These hours required in the gym to make sure that wrestling's still at a high level. He's putting in the time.
Yes, he's putting in the time. And also, you see it in his movement.
All right, looks like he is going for a hip toss here. Yes, he is, and with amplitude, able to take him down.
He got it. You know it. You know that it's coming. But he got it. He does a great job of disguising his technique. He is a fantastic judo player, and he did a great job of getting to his position.
Landing strikes nicely here from top position. Lands a strike now from the bottom. Nice work there by Sterling. All right, full guard here, DC. What does he need to do to improve position?
Well, he's got to start to build his posture, get some damage off, move the half guard, which in turn leads to more opportunities for advancement. But if you're on the bottom, you've got to anticipate those movements the moment he tries to move to the next position. You build a shield, get back to your feet, or dig an underhook to try to get a reversal or a sweep.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Edgar. Oh, staying busy from top position. He lands another ground strike there. Just over 2 minutes to go in the round. Sterling getting work here from the top. Let's see if he goes for a sweep to try to get back to his feet. All right, rubber guard now, DC. Some submissions at his disposal if he so chooses.
Yeah, he does have a couple submissions. They're very rare submissions. Go-go plata, omoplata. But if the guy has any understanding of submission defense, he knows how to stay safe in this position. So there are advantages to being here, but the danger isn't so vast that you should panic.
Yeah, we've only seen a handful of omoplatas in UFC history. All right, well, he's got him softened up here. Under a minute now to go on the round. Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Sterling.
Oh, using a lot of good movement.
Oh, nice job to split his guard and get the ground strike home again.
Oh, nice.
Sterling's back in format. Well, he grounded him, and now he's trying to pound him out. Great ground strikes here.
Good round.
Stop.
All right, sit down. Now listen, I need you to go hard. I want you to take control of this fight. I need you to make this an ugly fight.
All right, a lot of tremendous striking action in that last round, DC. I know you don't have a telestrator, but take us through the replay.
I mean, I would love to have my telestrator right now. That was a great display of high-level mixed martial arts striking. Both combatants stood toe-to-toe and let it all hang out.
You ready to fight? Ready. Good.
Round 3 of a possible 5.
Oh, the kick landed.
And he caught the kick. We'll see what he can do with it. Misses again with a right punch. Oh, shot to the body connects there. He hasn't really thrown too many body strikes in this fight, but now, as this fight goes on, he is not discriminating, working the body, and those shots are going to count. Head strikes. All right, so now we start to see some redness underneath the elbow. You got to think he's going to continue to attack the body with all of his strikes.
Well, his opponent has not done anything to deter him. He should keep doing this, keep going to the well until his opponent finds an answer. Because right now, he seems lost to it.
The unofficial numbers thus far, 82 total strikes have landed for Frankie Edgar.
Great timing on that double leg.
All right, so some definite damage underneath the elbow now on the side of his opponent. A lot of strikes to the body starting to add up.
Yeah, a lot of strikes to the body and mixing up the attack, not being one-dimensional, not headhunting inside the octagon. I think he has fought beautifully right now, and it's starting to show itself.
So we have crossed the midpoint in this one. Sterling's going for an arm here. Oh, he's got the arm in tight.
He's got it. He's got it.
Oh, submission defense on full display there.
He said that he was very aware of what this guy brought to the octagon, and it showed in that defense.
Pretty good work with the strike there from bottom position. Edgar's ground and pound from half guard now.
Big ground and pound.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Edgar. Sterling's body really getting bruised up on that right side right now. Gotta figure out a way to lower the guard. Ooh, heel hook attempt now, and it looks locked in. Heel hook looks tight.
Working on to finish off this heel hook. He's got to keep the knee inside of his hips. Cannot allow for him to beat his hips.
Oh, looked like he might succumb to the submission there. Wasn't having it. Nice escape back to his feet. All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
You ready to fight? Ready.
We have arrived at the fourth round fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, so here we go. You can feel the tension. 4th round is underway. We'll see who has the upper hand here.
You feel it inside of the arena. The fighters feel it inside of the octagon. It's palpable. The energy is crazy because you understand that in the next 2 minutes, someone's going to get a belt strap around their waist. It's amazing.
Edgar going for the head kick. No dice. Huge connection by him there.
He needs to get on his bicycle, John. He needs to get into space so that he doesn't get finished.
Man, these guys have some chins on them. Huge shots being landed on both sides.
Oh, beautiful level change.
Well, hard to win fights in mixed martial arts from the bottom, but nice work here in that position by Sterling. All right, we'll see if he can apply pressure inside his opponent's guard here, DC. Sterling's back in full guard now. And very effective with the ground and pound.
Oh, nice right hand, like a champ, yeah.
Edgar going to work from guard here. Nice combination of strikes there. Very efficient, very effective. Oh, he's got that arm in tight, DC.
Working hard for the armbar. He's got to get his hands unlocked if he wants to find his finish.
Wow, he's out. The fight's going to continue.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was over. I thought this fight was over. He's got that arm triangle. Watch him pass to the opposite side. It looks real tight. He'll drop his weight to try to finish his technique. Oh, man, that was slick.
Most fighters will tell you offensive wrestling is the hardest, most exhausting thing.
Especially if you're just running the guy over, John, and then he just gets up.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. A lot of top pressure being applied here. Print the shirts, ground and pound. Oh, it looks like he's got him in a crucifix now, DC. A lot of body weight from the top position. How does he go about trying to finish this fight?
He just needs to stay head. Going Kimura now.
Oh, that Kimura looks tight.
Fight IQ on full display there. Recognizing he was losing the sub, elected to keep the dominant position.
Edgar's cheek looks like it's cut here, starting to bleed a little bit now. All right, so the round is over. You see, obviously, the fighter has a cut on his cheek sustained in that round, but better to be below the eye than above it. The cut man is in there trying to close it up. All right, so there's the end of the round as we show you some of the highlights, DC, and there was a big knockdown there. Thought he might get the finish. We'll see if he gets it in the next round.
Well, if he lands that shot again, it will be over. It will be a finish. You don't recover from 2 of those types of strikes. He found the right moment, he found the opening, and landed that big strike.
Ready to fight? Ready. Yeah.
5th and final round. Beautiful technique on the straight right hand. Just missed on the uppercut.
Oh, nice inside kick. The issue with that kick, as effective as it is, one gets checked, you got the Anderson Silva situation.
Strike lands there, and somehow his opponent's chin held up.
His opponent's chin held up, but you do not want to be on the receiving end of those types of strikes.
Hook in the clinch there by Sterling. Well, confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. And I got to think when you knock a fighter down in the previous round, that's going to think you can do it again.
I mean, confidence is key to anything you do in regards to fighting. So, for him to secure that knockdown early, he has to feel good. good going forward.
Well, not sure if he's lighter on his feet or what it is, but these last couple of rounds, he's been far more aggressive, a lot more pressure. Oh, he's really starting to light him up now. All right, very late in the fight now, DC. I know we don't have open scoring, but correct me if I'm wrong, he needs a submission or he's losing this fight.
He is not a big puncher, so he needs to get this fight to the ground and chase a submission.
Oh, head kick, bang. All right, so a high amplitude double leg takedown there. Now we'll see what he can do with it to try to advance position. All right, so he's setting up for a submission here.
That guillotine is very tight.
Oh, how tight is that guillotine now? Oh, somehow he gets out. Fantastic submission, D. All right, so he can't get it here. Again, good awareness by the defensive fighter. All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Well, no surprise to see him rinse and repeat as he continues to target that swelling upstairs.
Targeting that swollen eye, getting back after him, making him work, and recognizing like, hey, this is my path. It's working, I'm gonna stay on it.
45 seconds remain in the round. Good movement on the ground here defensively by Edgar. "20 seconds to go in the fight." Edgar's in half guard. All right, trying to pass here. As Robert Teixeira might say, back and forth action right until the final horn. That one's going to hold up in the Fight of the Year conversation. All right, so an epic 25-minute championship fight here tonight, and it seems like the incumbent has done enough to retain his title.
They say every time you're fighting, when you're the champion, you get the biggest, baddest guy in the entire world. So, of course, it's going to be close. But I believe the champ did just enough to retain his title.
Official decision now in. The buff has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 49-46. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling.
All right, so an offensive masterpiece in a lot of respects for Aljamain Sterling tonight. He gets it done by decision, and that's in large part because he didn't force the finish.